Hi y'all, with the amount of UFC fighters talking about trying to become double champion in the future, let's go through some of the UFC fighters that have the highest chance of becoming double champ in the UFC. So let's get it. First up, I have Alex Pereira, who's basically already double champ in a way, but I think that he's fully capable of holding both the light heavyweight belt and the heavyweight belt at the same time. Mainly because on fight night, Alex is already the weight of some heavyweight fighters, and as he's shown at 205, his power and his chin only get stronger the less weight he has to cut. And even though John Jones or Tom Aspinall are hard matchups for Poatan, I still think that he might be able to get it done if he works on his wrestling some more. Next, I got Alexandre Pantoja, and he's honestly really the only champion that truly deserves to move up and become double champ, mainly because he already cleared his entire division before he became champ, and even now I don't think that there's anyone in flyweight that has a chance of beating him, probably except for Kai Kara France. So it honestly makes the most sense for him to move to bantamweight and challenge either Merab or Umar, whoever's champion at that time, and try to get that second belt. Now, Ilia Topuria is an interesting one because I truly believe that Ilia is able to become double champ, and with the position he's in right now, I think that he might be the only person on this list that's the closest to getting that second belt opportunity. And that's mainly because after beating arguably the two greatest featherweights of all time, and already beating most of the dangerous people in that division, there's nothing really left for him other than the Volkanovski rematch. And even with that fight, I think Ilia is going to end up winning the same way he did in the first. And a fight between him and Islam could possibly be one of the biggest super fight matchups in the UFC right now. And Ilia's chances of beating Islam is probably higher than most of the lightweight chances anyway. So why not just book it after the Volk rematch? On the topic of Islam Makhachev, I think regardless of who the welterweight champion is next year, Islam is still going to be able to beat them. Islam's probably the most well-rounded fighter between the current UFC champions, and with him already being a pretty big 55er, he'll be able to perfectly fit into 170 and become double champ. It's kind of the same thing with Ilia and Pantoja, to where there's no one in the lightweight division that can give Islam a challenge, probably apart from Arman Sarukian, so now is the perfect time for him to move up and get that welterweight strap. The thing with Khamzat Chimaev is that I remember when I first watched him fight, which was against Li Jingliang, I always said that and still believe that he has the ability of becoming double champ and even triple champ one day if he wanted to. And after his performance against Robert Whittaker last week, it's basically already written in stone that he's going to become champion one day, unless DDP pulls some plot armor shit that he always does and gets the upset win. But whenever Khamzat eventually becomes middleweight champ, I do see him moving up and fighting Pereira to become double champ. And I honestly think that if Khamzat doesn't try to stand with Pereira, he's beating him. Mainly because we've already seen from the Jan Blachowicz fight that Pereira's ground game is not that good. So the path for both middleweight and light heavyweight champ is basically already written for Khamzat. And the last fighter that I think has the most likely chance of becoming double champ is obviously Dricus du Plessis. Outside of the fight between DDP and Khamzat, there's not really anyone that could beat DDP in middleweight right now because Dricus is only getting better as time goes. And with both him and Alex showing interest in fighting each other one day, I do think that DDP would be able to get it done. Mainly because of the fact that DDP is a big ass middleweight already, so it'll make his wrestling and insane pace and cardio a big ass problem for Poatan at light heavyweight. And just like with Khamzat, if DDP is able to avoid striking with Alex and fight in the clinch most of the time and take him to the ground, then I do think it's possible that DDP could become a double champ. But that's all of the current UFC fighters that I think have the highest chance of becoming double champ in the future. And let me know what you guys think and which UFC fighter you want to see become double champ one day. And please like and subscribe, and thanks for watching.